这里是欧华传媒网络电视，这里是 EUCMedia 网络电视欧洲新闻电视报道。
Tonight, you're watching
EUCMedia.
Coming up next,
Breaking news.
This evening tropical storm gains strength.
荷兰当地新闻现场直播荷兰华人社团消息和比卢华人电视频道欧洲社会动态
coverage of your favorite sports.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good evening.
Roy He Tian-sung is of Chinese Suriname descent, who is a Dutch politician as the first Chinese year in the Netherlands. On 23rd of May in 2019, he is a candidate for 50 plus in the European elections. And today, let him talk about his story.
I regret that I'm the only Chinese who entered the politics in Holland. I regret it very much, and I hope so. That if I get an appointment, if they choose for me, that I will appoint a Chinese boy or girl as personal assistant in Brussels. Then they can do experience and they know the politics, so when I have to stop after the coming period, then I can tell the Chinese girl or boy, you are now our candidate because you have experience what it means to be in Brussels, to do politics, experience, and then I hope that all Chinese also will vote for this man or woman. If I can become a member of the European Parliament, I will appoint a Chinese man or woman as personal assistant, because every member of the European Parliament can appoint one person as assistant. Okay. You have to take the telephones, you have to write something for the member, you have to do all kinds of works. It is a very interesting job, very interesting job, especially for Chinese who study a little bit. Because you have to know something about the European Union. I think that if you have a HBO degree or university degree, it's all right. Yeah. I think that the chances are 50-50. And it depends on how many Chinese going to vote. That's why it's very, very, very important for all Chinese to going to vote on May 23, because the more Chinese go to vote, the bigger my chance to be chosen as member of the parliament. And I call also Suriname people, because I was born in Suriname as Chinese boy, and I call also many people from Holland, because I know very many Dutch men and women who knows me. And all the voters together has to deliver a seat in the European Parliament. Also, Dutch people has to vote for me, because together I have to reach approximately 30,000 voters, and then it's okay. 30,000 I need. Okay. They call it in Holland voorkeurstemmen. Voorkeur. Priority seat. Then I can get a priority seat. Yes. That will be great. If I get 30,000 voters. Yeah. The whole day I'm busy to deliver this poster on different places in Holland. After our meeting now, I have to go to Almere. Monday, I have to go to Eindhoven. I have people who are ready to fix it for me in Eindhoven. Tuesday, I have to go to Middelburg. There are people there to put it for me, to fix it on all the walls where you can fix your political poster. Wednesday, I have to go to Maastricht. If you don't have a car, these are distances where you have to travel 4 hours from my home address to Maastricht by train.
Yeah.
So it takes time. That's why I'm busy to do now.
Okay. All the time is occupied.
Yes,
Every day.
every hour is occupied because I can't lose time more. It's no time to lose. I have to work.
Yeah.
And I hope that on May 23, I will see how many voters
And what are
have
you-
trust in me.
what are
If you want a good result, you have to work very, very, very hard. Very hard. Otherwise, you won't reach it. That's why 12 hours a day I am busy. If people choose for me and I become a member of parliament, then it gives me power to do many things for people. If you are a member of parliament, you can make law, especially law, to make the living in all the countries, especially in Holland, a little bit better. But don't forget, I will take seat in the China platform. And if I am a member of the China platform in the European Union, I can put so many things right what's now wrong, because the relationship between China and the Western world are not so good. People think that China is here and sent some spy because they want to know all kinds of innovation, and they make a copy of everything and they hack everything. But that's not true. China is not a total other country as America and Germany and France. All the big powers in the world do just the same. But now they tell each other China is bad. China is not bad. We can learn many things from China. Here in the Western world, we can learn politeness, to give you an example. My grandson was on holiday in Japan, and he was surprised because when the conductor come in the train to control your ticket, he make a bow. And after he control all tickets, he make a bow and leave the wagon. Here in Holland, we are fighting with conductors because we don't want to pay for a ticket. And some conductors proclaim because some people knock them down. That's a total other climate for the people. Respect for each other. That's another thing we can learn from Asia people, especially from China. Yes, of course. In China, if you are older, as me, all people has respect for you. And if you have the grandfather in a family, the whole family has a respect for you because you have experience in life. You make everything that young people doesn't have experience about that kind of things. And all that kind of things we can learn from China. And I'm sure that I can do a big contribution to make the relationship between Europe and China better. I'm sure. Well, my own political life, as you know, my first study was history. I'm master in history and worked for more than 25 years as a teacher in history on high schools. After that, in the Netherlands, yeah. After that, I become head of a high school. But after 25 years, I want to do something else. And that's why I'm going to study Dutch law. I'm also master in law. Because,
from history to law.
yeah, because in that time I want to become a lawyer.
Oh.
Yes, a lawyer. And I finished the study in law, and at the moment I write a letter to become a lawyer. My political party, in that time CDA, asked me, do you want to become alderman as vice mayor in Alkmaar? And I told them, oh, that's also an interesting job.
Yeah. That's
So,
why I always like
yes,
it.
that's why I make the step from education to alderman in the city of Alkmaar. After 2 periods, I become mayor of the city of Venhuizen. And after 6 years, I become mayor of the city of Medemblik. And when I reached 65 years, I had to stop. I was fit enough to go further, but I have to stop.
Okay.
In that time, 65 was the year that everybody has to stop to work, because then you can get your, what they call here, AOW, your pension.
Yeah.
As child, now to tell you the truth, as child, I have a dream to become a pilot. A pilot.
You want to live in the sky.
Yeah, in the sky. In the sky. And
You want to look down.
till today, every time I saw an aircraft during the takeoff, I wonder that people are so clever to make this aircraft that it can make speed, take off, and going in the sky. That's very, very clever.
You feel
I'm now more than 20 years in the politics, so nowadays I'm sure that as politician you can do many things for people, because every politician has to know that you are there because people vote for you, because people trust you. And if you get a job, you have to do many things back for the same people who trust you, because that is very important. That's why I write here, tot uw dienst bereid, at your service. Be sure for one thing, if I become a member, every people who write me a mail or write me a letter will get answer within 1 week. Within 1 week. And if it is possible, people can come to Brussels in my office to talk with me about their problems. Mark my lips. This is not a joke. If I tell you that kind of things, I will do it.
from the pilot to politics.
Yeah. Oh, a pilot in others' life. Because you can help many people. You can bring people in the politics also from A to Z.
Yeah.
The problems people have, they can ask me if I can solve them. I will help, surely. You can do everything, but if it is in my power, they can be sure that I will help them.
At your service.
At your service. The biggest problem is that most Chinese, first of all, they think, how can I earn money? as soon as possible, as quick as possible, and they're going to the business. If they have to choose for politics, it takes time. You need patience. You can't become a member from one day to another day immediately. That's not the way in politics. It takes time, and you have to follow different education courses. That's why I was a little bit disappointed that 10 years ago I started a course especially for Chinese boys and girls who want to become a politician. 10 weeks, a course of 10 weeks. I start with 12 young Chinese boys and girls in Sea Palace in Amsterdam. After 7 weeks, most of them leaving the course, and I was there with 4 people. After 10 weeks, only 2 rest. So most of them, they are not very interesting in politics. I regret that very. Between 21 and 25 years. Because I invite only Chinese boys and girls who are a little bit educated, because you need it if you want to go into politics. Education is very necessary. It is an investment in yourself. Yourself.
The first step.
Yes, the first step is education.
But when the first step, most of people are already gone.
Yes, because they prefer to choose a way to get money, to earn money. Most of the Chinese young people are in the business, all kind of business.
They want to be an entrepreneur.
Yes, yeah, sure. You know them. Now, in the European Parliament, there are at this moment 27 countries. There are one country who want to get out. Maybe at last, now June 30, that's the last day they get a chance. But if you are in the Union, it is very important that let's do things together that is necessary to do together. Important for Holland is that we have now a bigger economic market, because Holland, Dutch people are always, several hundred years, depend on trade. If you compare Dutch people and Chinese people, both are traders. Both are commercial. Both are business people. That's why it's very important that we have now a very big internal market. Because in Holland only 17 million people. If you are an entrepreneur and you have to sell your products to only 17 million, that is the city as Beijing, Shanghai, that kind of city. That's not enough. If you can sell your products to 250 million people, so the market is far more bigger, so I can make more profit. So in the European Union, we have to do things together, what we have to do together. But what country can do themselves, leave them to do it themselves. You have to respect each other. I will give you an example. In Holland, we have a very good example also as pension for the old people. In first way, we have in Holland what we call the AOW, a pension for all people who are old. If you have work in your life or not work in your life, it doesn't matter. All people who live here in Holland 50 years get an AOW. If you don't live 50 years, most Chinese people here don't live 50 years, then you will get for every year 2%. So if you live 30 years, you will get 60% of the ROA, but you will get it. And beside the ROA, everybody get also a pension because he has work. In your life you work and you pay especially for your pension. So you have two kinds of pension. Your ROA, everybody will get it, and your own pension because of your job that you had in your life. Most European countries don't have that. So we have to respect the pension, yes. Yes, of course, we have to respect the pension from Holland, because Holland can do it himself, and other people have to respect their own pension system. Now, the first thing I have learned in my life is education, education, education. During my whole life, I studied till today. I'm also, maybe you don't know that before, I'm also pastor in a Christian church because, yes, of course, many years ago I preached also in Rotterdam and in The Hague in the Chinese Christian church, in the church of Erna Chan in The Hague. So I study all kinds of subjects, and till today, if I see a very nice article, I take it, read it. Sometimes I read it 2 times, and if there's an opportunity to follow a course because I become a member of parliament, I will follow the course immediately, because you have to be very interesting in study. If you keep that attitude, you will become very far in the society. So invest in your future by education. Yeah. Education, education, education. So that's what I've learned, and what I have to tell also all the young Chinese men and women. And I hope that people will choose for me, not only Chinese people, also Suriname people, also people from Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, Sint Maarten, and of course also many Dutch people, because we live in Holland, and this is an election for all inhabitants in Holland, and I hope that many, many, many Dutch people also will vote for these men who want to work from Holland in common, and especially for the minorities here in Holland.
I believe that. I believe in you.
If I can realize that, you will be, mark my lips, the first one I invite to come in Brussels, to welcome you there.
Okay, thank you. I will go.
Don't forget it.
Yeah, don't forget.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.